Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this a brand new day. Yay, a brand new day. Definitely a thumbs up for that. Now, even to me, my voice has been sounding better. You know, through the distance to my ears, that traveled through the water of my body, the bone conduction, my voice has been sounding more like me to me. Now I've been noticing that I sound really different in the videos that I'm making. Now my voice is really being affected, so hopefully it's not really being affected right now. But like in my last Minecraft video, my voice was like just really deep and even harder to hear. So we'll see what happens. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, not a whole ton of things has been happened. I had fallen asleep in my computer chair in here issues yesterday, so that was fun. But I have a deep sleep deficit that I'll never be able to fill up before the day I die. So it occasionally manifests by sneaking up behind me and just throttling me to sleep before I have a chance to even react. So yay on that. Past that, I played some video games, I did some recording for videos. One of the things I've been thinking and trying to do on the reaction channel type thing is I want to do like a reaction a day, but I've been finding it hard to do things. I don't just want to spend all day every day recording, and that's the way it's kind of been working, and that's not the way I want to do it. So I did about 4 of them in a row yesterday, and then I want to try and do it that way, see if it works out. Just, you know, do a bunch of reactions at one time, and then they come out one a day for the next X number of days. So I'm going to try and give that a shot. So I did that, and then I went for a late walkies, and I didn't do, like I say, a ton of stuff, but that's alright. I did some thinking on various things and various story ideas and various parts of the cosmic horror framework, which I had originally thought I could do as like a regular series and get it all done, but I'm not good at writing scripts, so that wouldn't happen. So it was like I thought I could kind of Cliff's Notes it, you know, just summarize it to make it a shorter thing, but then you don't fully understand, so it's just gonna be a wild rambling series of disjointed videos and such. So thumbs up for that. I'm gonna start working on it. A good thing, definitely a thumbs up. The part of it is when I come up with ideas or I work on ideas, part of it is it's because I'm chewing on the bone of the idea, and then I'll either find something or just keep working on something until, if it's something that I'm working on, it's obviously something that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit into the whole thing. I don't like the way it works, so I'll just chew on it and just keep working on it until finally it makes sense, and then it works. Then I go on to the next thing, or else I just think of something that I hadn't thought of before and go from there. Everybody should be creative. Do not worry about being creative for any other purpose than just making, just doing whatever you can. We are a creative species. There are amazing things being created inside of everybody's heads, and that's a good thing. So, yay. But I've been working on stuff, I've been doing things, trying to do things, and then it was near midnight when I finally got into bed last night, because I went for a late walkies. It was almost 10 o'clock when I got back. I ate something, and then I had to relax, let my stomach settle, and then after I took some THC products so I could sleep, it was late, and then I got to bed late, and then I wake up early from pain and more, but I slept really well last night. Definitely a thumbs up on that. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I also wanted to Google some parts, but since I didn't, and this is just all mostly extemporaneous when I'm doing it, I'm not going to Google it now. I'm going to be working off memory. Yay! One of the things that I've been thinking about and have been trying to bring up is the whole cultural appreciation versus cultural acquisition. As a species, as nations, as groups of people, we as people have always looked outside of our own groups. And if we see something we like from another group of people, we incorporate it. That's always happened. Doesn't matter what culture you are, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter your ethnic descent. There's been versions of that happening all the time. And in fact, I can't remember when it started, but it was more like the 80s, I think. Over in France, there has been a law. I do not know if it is still in effect, but it was to slow down the acquisition of non-French words into the French language because they wanted to keep the language purer. Unlike English, which, tracks down other languages, shanks them, and then steals what we like, and then it runs off. So English is growing all the time with words from everywhere, so there's no way to learn how to spell it because we take everything from everywhere. So languages are very notorious for that. But as people, as human beings, as stated, it doesn't matter what culture you're from. If you see outside, you incorporate what you like. So we've always done that. Cultural appropriation, cultural acquisition, all this stuff. There's always been a trade. What other cultures like, they emulate or try to copy and such like that. Individually and as a nation, there is a difference between cultural acquisition and cultural appreciation. I'm only going to speak on an individual level because I'm a colony creature. I'm a human being. We made out of trillions upon trillions of tiny individual creatures. Our cells. So they're not really creatures anymore because of all these millions of years of our cells working together, and then creatures and further evolution of species. They're trapped. They've given up independence for just safe life. Thumbs up for that. It worked out. But point being, as I try to remember where I was before I did on that, cultural acquisition versus cultural appropriation. And again, I'm working on memory. And I try to use more of the terms when I speak of and it was pointed out in the video why they're named. So there's the American Indian, and then there's Native Americans, and there's a big, there's the Native American talk. But the thing is, while every group of people is individual, the group of the American Indian has had a much more tragic history because of the American nation and continued problems with the American people. And at this point, when I say American people, I mean North American, because Canada's been big on this one too. And when I say Native American, you see the same. Native American refers to everyone from that is native to South America and North America. That's two gigantic continents that you could be referring to when you say Native American. And it is true, though, they are Native Americans. But with the continued genocide from the very beginning of introduction from outside cultures and nations, the tale of the American Indian is horrific. I mean, what's going on? Finding all the mass graves of children who were slaughtered in Canada and the United States, and then the bodies just buried in mass graves. It's horrible. And this isn't old stuff. This is stuff that's happened in our lifetimes. We're discovering thousands of bodies in mass graves, and that's only been like 400 schoolyards examined, and there's thousands to go. So the fate of the American Indian is horrific, and that's why you need to use that name when referring to these people, as it was described by the people that have been affected and such. So I try to use the term American Indian when referring to the American Indian because it highlights what their history is. But continued on that one, cultural acquisition. You can find even now being sold in the United States like a ceremonial Indian headdress thing. People will wear that for Halloween costumes and more. Thankfully a lot less depending on where you are, but still the point being, that's wearing that headdress was a great honor that you had to earn. It means something. It doesn't mean just slap it on because you want a Halloween costume. That's cultural acquisition. Then there's cultural appreciation. Because a few years back, there was this one younger white American gal. She really liked some parts of Japanese culture, and she made and she wore and took pictures of herself wearing a geisha costume that she had made. The non-Japanese people that saw that largely commented on cultural acquisition and cultural appropriation. The people of Japanese descent and Japanese culture said, "Thank you. That is beautiful. Thank you for honoring the culture." Because it wasn't just a Halloween costume she went out, bought, and slapped on to pose with. She did work. She didn't appropriate the culture. She was appreciating the culture. So there is a difference there. And this all ties up, gotta check the time, all ties into, I really like things like there's the Cinco de Mayo, Day of the Dead. I really like the mythology and the stories and the aesthetic of it, and I feel the urge to adopt that because I really like the stated, the mythology behind it, why it's done. These are all traditions that I think are cool. But I don't believe in any of that stuff. And so my appreciation of it is purely surface level. So if I adopted it and made it a part of my life here, that's more cultural acquisition. I'm not appreciating it because of its deep traditions and meaning to people and how much it affects our lives. It's just, hey, this stuff looks cool. And that's cultural acquisition. So I can appreciate the mythology, I can appreciate the aesthetic, but I would just be doing acquisition. I'd be putting it on as a headdress instead of wearing it like that geisha dress that one gal made. Now there are cultures and such where it's okay. This is the part that I didn't Google and I'm working on from memory. I believe it was like in the Dominican Republic, Dominica, there's like a celebration, a tradition, a cultural thing, where part of it is you dress up in very vivid and expressive costuming. And they don't mind if it gets taken and people dress up and do this stuff no matter what your culture is, as long as you're doing it in a non-mocking way, because they seem to understand, again, memory, that it's kind of fun, it's silly, it's fun to dress up, it's fun to do this sort of thing, and if you would like to do it too and appreciate what we're doing, please do. So that's not cultural acquisition. That's they're handing out their culture and saying, please, if you would like, please. So there are ways and means to do these things, and, well, son of a gun. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people, or if there's less than that, up to that number, for having left me a comment in the last 24 hours. Not reading the comments right now, except accidentally. I have good vision, peripheral vision. My vision is horrific, but I have good peripheral and perifoveal vision, which is you can see around your focus of attention. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I got an American Sign Language, with my depression, my partially treated ADHD, and a whole bunch of things, I get lost, so it happens. We have Kevin Randall, thumbs up and thank you, good idea. Christopher Thomas, greatly appreciated. Ice Damon, son of a gun, and thank you for your continued viewing. Ricky Bettini with a whole list of very odd emojis. Thank you very much. Confused Owl, greatly appreciated. Stanky's Brick Films, thumbs up. And we have Daniel with some good advice. There is Katie Lawn. If I were to react to more XXXTentacion, I would need some suggestions. DVR03, thumbs up and thank you. And Made in Canada, always good to see you in the comments. We have Elena Plays, I show up I'm close, and Hunter, thumbs up and thank you. EW, greatly appreciated. There was Ghost Fox 104, thumbs up and thank you. Gon's Madness, thumbs up. We have Mike F, greatly appreciated. Flora Mew, thumbs up and thank you very much. Good, always good to see you. Thumbs up. And there's Gabriel Ramirez, thumbs up and thank you. Cheerios Vibe, thank you very, very much. There's DRK Get Snoozy with zeros instead of O's, thumbs up. And Attic, thumbs up and thank you. CM, greatly appreciated. AMALISSADD, thumbs up and thank you. AAD. Did I say that properly before? I'm not sure. But thank you very, very much. And Alif, greatly appreciated. Thumbs up, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people, if only in text. Greatly, greatly appreciated. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well. And do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And of course, if you could toss me a like, that would be very cool. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So to sign off, as I said before, if you have any creative feelings at all, please indulge in them. You do not have to monetize your passions. There is nothing wrong with expending effort and money into a hobby where only you will ever benefit. If you'd like to share it with others, that is your decision. You do not have to monetize your passions. You do not have to share them with others. Just create. Stay active mentally. It is a good thing. But when it comes to actual physical health, please be careful. The Delta variant is becoming the dominant variant in the United States, and the Delta variant is raging and mutating around the world, so please be careful. Please. If you have to go out, wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, get excuse me. Get vaxxed if you can, and take care. Have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side. That is a very good thing.